Nice. So we are about to start. Okay.
Hi, Leonard, can you mute?
Okay, so we can start now.
Nice. Thank
Are we
you.
hearing me?
Yes. Yeah, we can hear you.
Can we hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. If you can hear me, so we are going to start for today. Then we are just going to continue from where we stopped the other time. So from the link I shared with you, I included some things that we are going to be looking at today, which one is string slicing. We're going to look at string slicing. We also look at we see escape variables. We also look at len functions. And then I believe about 4 of them, and we conclude for today, if time will permit us. We look at some other things. Okay, so before we start, I believe there has been no challenge in the assignments that we had.
Yes.
There has been no challenge.
It worked out well.
So, can you share your screen? Let us see.
Yes,
What
I will
went
share
well?
the screen.
Okay, so you do. Let's see what went well.
Record and transcribe is right, or which one is the like? How can I share the screen? Share. I'll share content. Share content.
Yeah, look at
screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay. Now that I don't know what that I think that was the first assignment, the first task. As you can see. So
Leonard.
yes, please.
Okay, but this has gone beyond the topic. We thought we have not looked at conditional statement, but I can see you are using a conditional statement. We just needed the assignments is supposed to be just the basics, but you have escalated it up to a particular topic. But that's fine if it runs well.
Okay, that was okay. I think that one is more logic. The login interface is more basic, maybe.
Yeah, the
We
assignment
have
was
there
supposed to
print
be.
input and if and end.
Okay, so is there any other person that might have done it just the basics that would like to share his screen? Then thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other person that would like to share his screen? Okay, without wasting much time, but one thing we have to take note is our assignments need to be done, because that is the only way we have to evaluate ourselves if we understand it. Because if assignments are not done, it means we might not be able to evaluate ourselves. So we have to be doing it anytime it pops up. Let's try as much as we can to try. Even when we encounter errors, we can always fix it together. So I'm going to start today. I'm going to start today with string slicing. Starting with
I think we lost him. Jackson,
Yes,
are you there?
I'm here.
Okay,
But we have,
good, good.
we have lost our teacher.
Yes, I think he will come back soon. There is he.
sorry about that. Sorry about that. Wanted to share my screen and then I mistakenly ended the meeting. Can we still hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so I say we are going to start with string sliding. That is string slicing. What is string slicing? Slicing a string is simply dealing with returning a particular character or range of characters in a string. Returning a particular character or a range of characters that are in a string. For instance, if you have K, let's say X equals to programming, and you just want to print parts of programming, you don't want to print all. That is where you now use the slicing of a string to carry out a function. For instance, you have something like, let's say X equal to programming, and then you want to print only P out of programming. You carry out slicing on that for you to be able to print the one to one. For instance, you say print X. Then we use a square bracket for slicing. Whenever you want to slice, you use a square bracket to slice. And if you want to print the first letter here, P, you say slice 0. Sorry, not there. Here. Slice 0. Python starts its index. That is, Python starts counting its string from 0. So this P, the index of P here is 0. R is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So Python starts its index from 0. So if you want to print P now, you say print 0, print X, and then you slice it with the index of that thing you want to print, and then you run your code. So if I run this, I'm going to have P printed out on the terminal. So I have P here, just P is printed out. Maybe if I want to print program, if I want to print maybe 2, I want to print R. Now I will say print 1. That is going to print P and R, see P and R. So that is slicing. And for you to be able to slice and get what you want means you must know the index of that particular thing. Because if you don't know the index, you might not be able to get what you want. And then also you can print, this is a particular card that we are printing now. We are printing only P and only R. Also, you can print range. Maybe you can print from P to G, that is a range. So you can say print from 0 to 4. That means you have given it a range that is going to print. So in this case, it's going to print 0, P, 0, R, 1, this. That is going to print that range. So if I run this now, I'm going to have a different answer from the initial one. I believe you can see that on the screen. So that is how you get the range of a string to display. Remember, you use the square bracket for slicing. You use that to slice. And also, we have what is called negative index. This one here are the positive index. You can also use the negative index. For instance, if you want to print P here, if you are counting from this way, if you are counting from the left, P, the index of P is 0. But if you are counting from the right, the index of P will become negative. So counting from here this way will be negative. So here now will be G is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9, -10, -11. So counting from the right, when you want to use negative index, P is -11. So if you run that again, it's going to return the same P. But in this particular time, you are using a negative indexation to carry out the slicing. Also, you can do the same thing for the range. You can say print from -11 to let's say 6. And then you run your code. You see, it has printed. So anyhow you want to manipulate your string, you can always use the slicing of the string to do that. Is that understood? Are you with me?
Yes. It's
okay.
right.
So away from that, we also look at string modification. That is string methods. You find out that whatever this, for instance, if P here is small letter, but I want my output to be capital letter. How do I do that? I need to modify. That is where the strings method comes in. So I can do some manipulation to change the characters that are in the string, maybe into capital letters, small letters, or the way I want to manipulate it. So there are some string methods that could be used in doing that. We have the upper, we have the lower, and the other ones that we are going to be seeing in this case. So this process is called string modification. String modification, where you convert a letter maybe from lowercase to uppercase and vice versa. So now, the first string modification we are going to look at is the upper. For instance, this P here, the P here is in small letter. So everything here is small letter. If you run this program, it's going to return everything in small letter. But what if I want the result, even when I have typed here in small letter, but I want the result to be in capital letter? What do I do? So I can simply say here, dot upper. See upper as hem up there. So if I run this code now, everything inside the string will become capital letters. You see that is manipulation. You have manipulated the string, it changes from its original form, and the result become another form of data. So this also could be used when you are developing a site. Some people might type their name in lowercase, in small letters, but you know, it is not pleasant that somebody's name appear in small letter, especially the first letter. So you can always use the string manipulation to convert it so that even when someone types his name with small letters, it can always be changed. The result will always be changed. And then the people will see capital letter instead of small letter. And then if here also, everything here was also in, let's say it was in capital letters. Let me just say P here is capital, R is capital. And then you want your result, everything to be in small letters. So you can say dot lower. So if you run this code now, no matter how they mix it up, capital letters and small letters, everything, the result is going to return in small letters. Okay, I believe we can see that. There's another one called capitalize. Capitalize returns only the first letter as capital. Let's say this is small letter. Capitalize return only the first letter as a capital letter, and the rest will become the same. Okay, so now in the capitalize, it return everything. Remember upper, when we use upper here, upper returns everything in capital letter. Everything was returned in capital. But when we use capitalized, it returns only the first letter to be in capital letter and the rest are small letters. Okay, so another method that we can use is called the find. The find method. You can always use the find method to check if something exists in your string. For instance, you say programming is fun. So I want to check now if fun exists in that statement. So I can use the find method. I can say find. And remember the other time I told you that whenever you see this is called, whatever you put inside this bracket is called an argument. So this find method has some arguments. The first argument is called self. The second one is sub. The third one is start and end. So it has some arguments inside which we are going to specify. So we are going to tell it now, what do we want to find? What do we want to find in that particular statement? Let's say we want to find is. We want to check if is exists in this programming. So I run this. You see now it has printed that is existed. I don't know why we have 12 here. Can someone tell me why we are having 1 and 2 here? Hmm?
1 and 2.
Okay, let's try this. Let's try fun. Does it exist?
Yes.
Okay, phone exists. Let's try something that is not there. Let's say this. See, we are getting negative because this one now is counting from this way. It's telling us the position of these other ones. That's why it's taking the counts from the negative index. And if we want to count this now, this is we want to index this. This is 0, 1, and 2 for each of the words. That is Python. The first letter, Python takes it as as 0. The index is given to be 0. For this whole word, the index is given to be 1, except we want to separate them. Except we want to separate them one by one. And then maybe we say H. Is H in any of these letters here? H is not there. So those ones that are not there, they indicate wrongly, negative. Then this one, G, now, G has given us to be 3. So G is there. So if we take this, this is for programming. G, P here is 0. This is 1, 0, 2, and G is 3. Then the same thing is counted. And then another thing we have to note in Python is that empty space is counted as a character. This empty space here is counted as a character in Python. So if you have empty space in your program and then you want to find the length, the function, Python counts the empty space as one full character. That's why when you are typing your password, if you are entering your password and then you press this the space bar in your keyboard, you see a character will enter into that place. And then another method we could use is called the replace method. You can actually replace something. Let's say we want to remove. We say programming is fun, but now we want to change it to programming. So now from here, since we say programming is fun, we want to change it to Python programming is fun. Or you can say programming is more fun. So now from here we can say replace method. What do we want to replace now? Let's say I want to replace fun with what? With what do I want to replace it? I can say more fun. So this is the old word, as you can see the argument here. This is the old word. This is the new word. I want it to take the place of the old one. So if I run this, it's going to display programming is more fun. Okay, so that is the replace method. They replace text two arguments, the old words and the new word.
Okay.
And then we also have the split. The split is used to separate two strings into a list. For instance, we have programming fun. So if we use the split here, we're going to separate both of them into 2. And the split is always a comma. in. That's how the split is being used. So I want to separate these two strings into two. So I will run my code again, and then it will separate them. You can see that separated them now into a list. Okay, and then I don't know if we have any question there. Those are the major ones that is used when you are dealing with web development. But there are other ones that are not frequently used, like the is alpha. Is alpha is used to check if something is in letters, in digits. I mean, is in string. If those things you type are letters, so you can use is alpha. You have is digits. If you want to check if something is, they are all numbers, you can have is digits. You can use is digits used to check numbers. You have is decimal, is numeric, start with, end with, and then is title, and so many other of them. But the main ones we use is those ones I have listed up there. Okay. So there is also another important, I don't know if someone has a challenge in what
Is alpha
I have
stands
just
for what?
said. Is alpha is used to check if characters are alphabets.
So if you print that, what happens?
Sorry?
So it has returned false. That means what?
Yes. Sorry, I didn't get you.
Is alpha, you have printed it and it has returned false. What does that mean?
Yes, now see why it returned false was because of the space, because there was an empty space. So it returned false because the empty space is not an alphabet. That was why it returned false. So if I close this, it's going to return true here. So now for is alpha as returned true because these are all alphabets. But is digits is returning false because these are not numbers.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, so if I change the whole of this, maybe I just type numbers here and then run this. So this one now has brought an error because these are not numbers. So let me put it in a string and then let's see the outcome.
In string, yeah.
You see now, so is alpha has returned false because these are numbers, not alphabets, whereas is digits has returned true because what is inside, what is inside the string are all digits.
Okay.
Correct. That's
All right.
clear.
Yes, good question.
Okay, so let us let's continue. Okay, so there is this particular one we called len function. Len function, L-E-N. Maybe is a short way of saying length. So the len function
is, by the way, in the
actually,
title.
Sorry?
It is written in the title. String methods,
Yes.
len function of the meeting. So
Yes.
Sorry to
so
interrupt
the
you.
len
Sorry.
function. No problem. The length function is normally used to check the length of a string, to check how long a string is. You understanding? For instance, if we say x equal to programming is fun, then we say print len x. So it's going to take the length, it's going to count all these letters and tell us the length, if it's 15, if it's 20, if it's 40, and then it will display on the terminal there. Okay, have you seen that? That's given us 18. Why 18? So let us count this. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it counted these empty spaces. These spaces. That's why it's up to 18. So it starts from here. So it's starting from 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So it counts both the spaces and the character to give us the length. And this length is always sometimes used in password. That sometimes if you want to log in a particular website, they tell you your password must be up to 5 digits. If you type 4 digits, it will not allow you to log in because they have used a kind of giving you a limit. And there's also where they will say the maximum should be. So if you type more than the maximum, it will not also allow you to log in because of the length has been included in whatever was going on there. So the length function is always used to check the how long a string is, and then it will display it on the screen. It is also a character that has been built in Python. Okay, let us write a program. Let's write a simple program now. Write are we there?
Yes.
Write a program. Write a program to request for date of birth and calculate your age.
Request for what?
Request for year of birth, and then calculate your age. Are you there? So we can simply say year of underscore birth equal to input enter birth year. So we can say current year equal to 2026. So you can say age equal to current year minus year of birth. And then I will now say print. I'll say print. Let me use formatted string here. Let's say you are you are 8 years old. You are okay. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is that have you noticed anything? Is it supposed to be correct? Hmm?
There's an error, but I don't know why the error is there.
Print
Minus
F.
year of birth. I can't see
Yeah,
the.
there's an error. There's an error here, right?
Yeah.
So the error here, remember I said that Python takes its default input to be a string. Here is a number.
You need integer input, eh?
Yes. So we can convert it here. You can cast it from here by putting integer or float. And of course, you don't have to put float because this is here. Here cannot have a decimal point. So you have to use integer. So you can convert from here or you convert from here. So you can simply say int, you convert from this point. So anywhere you can convert from here or you convert from this other place. Anywhere will still be the same thing. So we run the code now. So let's say 2020. Say you are 6 years old. Is that correct?
I think so.
Yes.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay, that's correct then. So you notice I use formatted string. You can use the concatenation method also to do that. We don't want to use the concat. And you notice when I was typing this current year, something like date came out. This came out. You see this? So you
Date to
can,
date.
instead of you typing the current year, you can make your program dynamic so that if we move out from 2026 into the next year, you don't have to come back to your code and begin to change the year from 2026 to 2027. You can always import this and use. And your program there will be dynamic so that any year the current year will keep on changing. So you can import the date field here. So you can simply import this from its module. Let's say import the name, the time. So I have imported it. This is where it's located. From date time, import date. So if I run this, remember it's going to pick the current year today. That's why you have today here. So it's going to pick the current year, the current date for today. And then if I don't put this year, if I don't put dot here, it's going to pick the day, the month, and the year. But I cannot use the day, the month, and the year for this calculation. I need only the year. So that's why I put dot year. I can put dot day. If I need the day, I can put dot month if I need the month. But in this case, I need the year for my calculation, not the month. So let me go back again and then I run my code and still input 2020 to see if it will still give me 6 years. Okay, that is still correct then.
What is about when you want year, month, and day? Can you do you need to write a new one, or can you just add year, date, or year, month, and date?
Yeah, you
Year
can.
dot.
Let's just say you want to print today's date, right? Are you with me?
Yes, I'm
So
here.
let's say let's say T equal to dates that today, just this alone. So you say print T. Can say print T. Can say today's date is so enter this today's date. That's printed the date here. So the year, the month, and the day. Is your question answered?
Actually, I wanted to have a print that you are 6 years, 5 months, and maybe 20 seconds. Something like
I get
minutes.
you. I get you. And of course, you know, someone's age is not recorded in months and in days. So it's either the person is 5 years, it's not like 5 years and 2 months or 1 month. But you can actually do that. You can only do that if you impute everything. That is, if you impute both the dates, the day, the month, and the year. And remember, in this case, we only capture year of birth. So there is no way you can capture year of birth and then you calculate for months. So if you want the months, also you have to get maybe, let's say, month of birth. Then you get day of birth. That is only where you can use that for the calculation. Are you understanding now? So that in that case, yes. So, but if you capture only the year, you cannot possibly calculate for the month because there is no record for the month. There is no data for the month. You have not received any data for the month and day. So if you need for the day, sorry?
Yes, I think then because now you have the current year equals to date dot today, then for current month, you need to do it as well, like current month equals to date dot today, like this or what? You're not getting me?
Okay, so now if from here, if you want the date, you have seen the method, the pattern used here. This is the date format used. It starts with year, the month, and the day. So when you are doing your calculation, you need to be conscious of this format. Because if in your own calculation, you are bringing day first, month, and year, that means you have changed the format, which is going to give you wrong answer. So from here now, if you capture the date, the month, and the year, you need also to be conscious of the formula so that your date will not subtract from months. Your day will not subtract from year. You have to make sure that your day subtracts from day, your month subtracts from months, and also your year subtracts from year. That is how you are going to get the right answer.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, then. Okay, so the next one we look at is the escape. The escape characters. These ones are it's just still like the string manipulation. It's still used in the string to carry out some manipulation on the string. But this one is not to change. It's not to change the. It's not to change the case of the string to lowercase or uppercase. Like for instance, you can actually write a program on one line and you want it to appear in 2 lines. That is where you now apply the escape value, the escape characters need to be able to split your programs into two lines when printing it. So let's look at this example. For instance, if you have this let's say x equal to programming is more fun. Okay, so you can, let's say you want to print this, you are printing X, you know that everything will just be in one line. Programming is more fun. But you want this now to break into 2. So you can have something like this inside. That is an escape character. You see what has happened? That's broken that into a new line. So whenever you want to use one print statement to break your code into new lines, you use the escape character, then backward slash and n. Maybe you want to break here again, you can still put it here.
Yes, but this time, please.
Sorry?
Yes, yeah, print it, please, print it. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. Now it's in the order with the P.
So that is one of the escape characters that could be used in that case. And then I believe this is only the one that is applicable to what we want to do. So there are other ones for the backslash where you have this. For this one, we don't use it much in web development. So maybe as you are typing, as you want your result to display, you want a backslash to come alongside like this. So you can always use double backslash and one of them will come out in the result. Okay, so this one is called a courier return. It always wipe off the character behind it. You can see now that programming is no longer there because of that particular character that has been there. So maybe if you need a tab, you can always use a tab. That is another escape character you could use. A tab that is going to give you like you are pressing a tab on your keyboard. You know, when you press a tab on your keyboard, it gives you a paragraph. So from here, it has shifted. Space the ease from the programming. It gives like a kind of paragraph from that. So if we use it here, like it's not all that visible in that place. So let's say since we have broken this into a new line, let's say we try using it here and see what it's going to do. Let's say we have something like this. Sorry. Okay, so we have broken it into a new line and we are also press tab. Okay, so we can see the result from that point there.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay. Do you have a question?
No.
This one is called backspace. You know what backspace does?
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, you push it back.
Mm.
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 All right, so that is, we have another one called the octal, the one that returns the octal values. Oh, wait. It does? Let's
Those are
try that
zeros.
and see. Hmm?
These are zeros.
Yes.
And what are you creating now? The what? That's a sign. It's a symbol. I know the symbol, but what is the meaning of that?
Okay, it's supposed to return octal value. That is numbers in base 8. But since there are no numbers in base 8, that's why it's returning that particular symbol.
Mm.
This one is not working. Okay, this particular one is called the form feed. It just return a little bit space from just separate as if you are pressing the tab. I mean the space bar. Just give a little bit space from the programming
Maybe 2
itself.
times.
Yes. You press the space bar like twice.
Yeah.
So one thing we have noticed here is what? All the escape values I use is always starting with a backward slash. All the escape value is starting with a backward slash. Inside a string, it must be inside a string, not outside. Inside a string.
Okay.
Uh, mm,
Mm. Can you?
I don't
Is
know
it
if
possible? Yeah. So
okay.
only inside a string, only, and not for other purposes, because it's a powerful uh, tool. The escape values are powerful, very important, but just in strings.
Yeah. Yes, it's only inside the string. You can't use it like outside like this. It will return an error.
Okay.
Must be enclosed in a string. Or maybe you want to do it like this. You can put it in your print statement directly without declaring a variable. So this is still the same thing. Can still do something like this. It's still the same. You don't want to waste your time to declare a variable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for today's class.
Okay, so that way we are going to pause for today. And then by next time, we shall be looking at the main thing now, and it's just going to be an application of what we've done so far. So we are going to look at indentation, conditional statements and loop statements. That is where the if statement will now come in to play.
Good.
So with that, I can call it a pause for today if there is no question.
Yes. When will be the next assignment? When will you give us the next assignment?
That will be in the next class.
Okay, all right.